Good morning, everyone. The topic of my project is detection of the mental state of a human using EEG signals. The first step to achieve this is pre-processing. Pre-processing includes extracting the stored data, applying markers, applying labels, zero meaning the data, and then filtering the data. This has been done in MATLAB. After pre-processing, feature extraction is performed. During feature extraction, power spectral density, discrete wavelet transform features, spectral features, time domain statistical features, frequency domain statistical features, and event related potential has been extracted. The pre-processing and feature extraction of EEG signals recorded during session 1, 2 and 3 is done separately. First, the EEG signals are read using EEG_read_BDF function. After that, the CSV files that contain the markers are read. Once the markers and the EEG signals are read, then the labels are extracted. Then the data is converted into chunks, each of which belong to a class of emotion instilled by a particular stimulus. Then the labels are applied. After applying the labels, pre-processing is done. First, zero meaning of the data is done, followed by converting it to frequency domain. After converting it to frequency domain, filtering is done. Filtering is done using filtering_EEG function, which uses Butterworth filters to acquire just the alpha, beta, gamma, delta and theta frequency range. Then the data is converted back to time domain. The first feature to be extracted is the power spectral density. After extracting the power spectral density, the discrete wavelet transform features are extracted. This is done using the following function. This function extracts energy, variance, waveform length and entropy. After that, the statistical features are extracted from both the time domain as well as frequency domain data. This is done using the extract function. This function extracts mean, standard deviation, max, min, variance, skewness, kurtosis, etc. to name a few. Then more_extract function is called. This function extracts features like Shannon entropy, the log energy, autocorrelation as well as event related potential features like P100, N100, P200, N200, P300, etc. Once all the data is extracted, they are all saved as .mat file. The following is a time-lapse video of the code running. After pre-processing and feature extraction of data in session 1, the same is done for session 2 and for session 3. After that, all the features and labels are loaded into a matrix data. Then this data can be split into X data and Y data, which is the features and the labels. They can be split into X data train and Y train, X data test and Y test. These are also stored as .mat files, so they can be used later, both in MATLAB as well as in Python. After splitting the data into the train and test set, the train set is loaded into the classification learner toolbox and different models are trained. It is observed that a fine tree could give almost 34% accuracy, while a medium tree also gives almost equal accuracy. Further, it is observed that an ensemble model gives better performance than all other models, which is about 35.9% accuracy. Hence, the next step is to investigate optimum features and optimum parameters for trees, such that an ensemble of trees can be used for training. This has been done in Python. The first classifier which was investigated was random forest. Using random forest and random search, it is found that the best performance is obtained when the number of estimators is about 1 to 1238, minimum split of 2, minimum sample leaf of 1, maximum depth of 300, etc. So now if grid search is applied around these values of parameters to obtain even better results, but random forest does not perform much better than this. So the next step was to try other ensemble models. This was done in Python, and AdaBoost was chosen as the next step. While using AdaBoost, both a version where PCA was applied and a version without applying PCA was trained. The model without applying PCA using all the features give almost 99% accuracy while training and 51% accuracy while testing. This is the best model and hence it has been chosen. While there is a possibility of overfitting in this model, AdaBoost does not usually suffer from the problem of overfitting. Either way, 51% accuracy which is obtained for AdaBoost is even better than the performance of neural networks, which give about 78% accuracy for training and only about 47% accuracy for testing. Thank you.